HWARTZ. I'm talking about bus line 18. I don't have all the information because it was impossible to get. Line 18 is a very short line. It goes from northwest Portland to downtown and back. It's probably about a 3-mile run. I haven't quite clocked it, but it's about that. Students use it to go to Lincoln High School, which Portland Public Schools is required to provide transportation, so if that bus is eliminated, which was the first proposal, then Portland Public Schools is going to be up a creek. Other people use it for, as Ken Satterman said, livelihood trips for work, school, and there's some handicapped who use it. The neighborhood has Hillside Hillside Community Center, which is part of the Portland Parks and Rec system. People use the bus to get to the park. People who work there, half the people who work there, use the bus system to get to work. So it's a vital bus service. I think hopefully because of our concerns, there was a proposal to combine 63 and 18. When several people called Trimet to find out what's the schedule, what's the frequency, how come we want to stop at 18th and Salmon, there was no response whatsoever. We couldn't get any of that information, so it's very, very difficult for Hillside to assess how that's going to affect the neighborhood if there is a combination of the 63 and the 18. Because a very large majority of the people are using it to get downtown, if it is cut, if the service is cut at 18th and Salmon, which is the proposal currently, then people are going to have to transfer to go like another 3/4 of a mile. It seems foolish to me, and I would really like you to reconsider that portion of the proposal that you go all the way downtown and back as one possibility. The other concern I have is the 63 line and the 18 line, as they are configured now, really service two very, very separate neighborhoods. And, you know, whoever gets service first is going to have an advantage. Whoever gets service second is going to have a much, much longer commute. And it may be of a disadvantage for that neighborhood, whichever one it is. And I really don't know which one it is at this point. There is another possible alternative that I've been thinking about that I'd like you to consider, and that is line 15 goes down 23rd Avenue and I believe goes down Burnside and then goes on to the east side. It's a high-frequency bus. It runs 10 every 15 minutes. If one of those buses an hour was split off at 23rd and Lovejoy and shot through the Hillside neighborhood, and then it would get people very, very close to the downtown area, and I would really like to consider that proposal too. And if you could please get us information of what you're thinking about between the 63 and the 18, because at this point, we don't really know. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think there's some staff at the back or could step out and talk further with you about the proposal. Thank you.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Speakers, let me first acknowledge that we have Trimet Board Member Robert Williams has also joined us today. Speaker 16, Tony Vecchio.
It's Vecchio. It's V-E-C-C-H-I-O. I'm the director of the Oregon Zoo. I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak today, and also thank you, Mr. Hansen, for your willingness to listen to people and to make changes based on what you've heard. So that's very much appreciated. Trimet has been a great partner with the zoo. I think we share a common mission of trying to get people out of their cars and onto public transportation. I'm very proud of the progress we've made at the zoo and the steps we've taken. We now charge people who drive to the zoo to park, and we also offer a discount in admission to people that use public transportation to get to the zoo. Most importantly, we are promoting that in all of our press releases that go out, all of our printed materials push the idea to get people out of their cars and onto public transportation. So I would encourage you to consider that when you make cuts to the service that gets those people there, you're undermining our efforts to get people onto public transportation if it's not available to them. So you've been great partners. I anticipate working closely with Trimet in the future. I just hope you would consider the needs of the neighbors and the institutions in Washington Park when you address the changes to Line 63. Thank you.
Thank you.